The silence between us speaks louder than any words, and yet you still pretend it's not love that holds us together. Every time you look away, I can feel the love in your eyes screaming to be noticed, but you're too afraid to admit it. Maybe one day, when you stop pretending, you'll realize how much of me was always waiting to be loved by you. I wonder if you even see the way your heart skips when I'm near, or if you're still hiding behind your walls. Pretending you don't care only hurts you more than it ever does me. Love isn't about pretending. It's about letting go and finally being real with each other. I see right through the act you're putting on. Your heart is speaking louder than your lips ever will. Why does it feel like you're afraid of what's already undeniable between us? In the quiet moments, I know your heart beats faster when you think of me. Stop pretending it's not true. The heart knows what the mind tries to deny, no matter how hard you try to hide it. It's not a game, and yet you continue to play, pretending that your love for me is a secret. Why pretend that this isn't real? The truth is already written in every glance we share. You can't fool me with your words when your eyes are screaming something else entirely. You might think you're hiding your feelings, but the way you look at me gives you away every time. If love is a secret, then why do I see it in everything you do? The only thing you're hiding is the love you've been carrying all along. How long are you going to keep pretending you're not in love with me when everything about you says otherwise? The distance between us isn't from lack of love. It's from the fear of admitting it. You think you're fooling me with silence, but I can feel the weight of your emotions without a word. Sometimes, the hardest part isn't knowing someone loves you, but knowing they're too scared to say it. Even in the quiet moments, your heart is telling me everything I need to know. It's amazing how easily we can pretend, but the truth is, I see your love in everything you do. You can try to hide it, but love always finds a way to show itself. In a world full of lies, your silence is the loudest declaration of love. It's not love that hides, it's fear of what love might bring. Your eyes speak volumes of what you're too scared to say aloud. Pretending doesn't make it go away. It only makes the truth harder to admit. In the stillness of your heart, I know you're already in love with me, even if you won't say it. You might pretend you don't care, but deep down, you know this love is something you can't run from. Why pretend this isn't love when every part of me is drawn to you without explanation? I don't need you to say it for me to know how you feel. Your actions speak louder than your words ever could. You can wear all the masks you want, but your heart will always give you away. Every time you pull away, I know it's not because you don't love me, but because you're afraid of what that means. If only you'd stop pretending, you'd see how much more beautiful we could be together. You don't need to confess it for me to feel the weight of your love in the air. Love isn't a secret, it's a truth waiting to be acknowledged. No matter how far you try to run from it, love has a way of finding its way back to you. You're pretending you don't care, but your heart tells a different story every time you look at me. The hardest part of loving you is waiting for you to admit it to yourself. Love doesn't need to be spoken. Sometimes it's felt in every quiet moment we share. You can pretend you don't care, but your actions show a different story every time. You're not fooling anyone. Love is written in every word you leave unsaid. The truth is, you're not fooling anyone but yourself when you pretend not to love me. You're hiding behind your pride, but love never fades, no matter how much we try to ignore it. I can feel the pull of your heart even when you try to push me away. Pretending you don't love me is the hardest thing you've ever done, and I can feel it every time you walk away. You think your silence is a shield, but it only makes your feelings more apparent. Every time you pretend, my heart silently aches because I know the truth. You're already in love. Pretending to be indifferent only makes your heart ache more, but love will always find a way. Stop pretending that your love isn't real. I can feel it in the space between us. Sometimes pretending is easier than confronting what's always been true. You can hide behind your walls, but your heart can't lie to me. If only you'd stop pretending, we'd see that we're both waiting for the same thing. You may think you're hiding your love, but it's written in every gesture, every glance.